Welcome back. This is still the BDTV Breakfast Show, and now you are on to the social listening segment here on the show, where we bring to you some of the stories making the rounds on social media. I'm Elizabeth Musa, and of course, joining me this morning is
Onyeka Valentine.
Let's get right into the conversation. Let's talk about all of the things that we saw trending on social media over the weekend. Quite a lot of things, anyway, but we have to narrow it down to one or two stories this morning. Now, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar says he's not desperate to become Nigeria's president. Speaking at an ADC event in Lagos State, Atiku Abubakar, represented by Professor Ola Olateju, said that what matters to him is a better, secure and prosperous Nigeria. He explained that the move into ADC was not just about politics, but about creating a movement to reposition the country. Atiku stressed that the 2027 presidential ticket is not about him or Peter Obi, but about whoever Nigerians freely choose. Well, that's very rich coming from Atiku Abubakar, if you ask me. Once upon a time, we didn't used to see Nigerian politicians who will openly, or even in their mind, of course, we can't see their mind, openly tell you that really, I really don't care about the presidential ticket. I care about the security of the country. I care about the advancement of the country. I care about the positioning of the country. Wow. Or what?
Or it be possible, just to be possible, that in saying so could mean, look, for what it's worth.
Tongue in cheek.
Now you're talking. It could just be another
part of the politics.
Because
now that you think, oh wow, so this man is really, it's coming from a selfless position, then you're like, that's the person you should vote for.
Exactly. So now you see where I'm coming from. I see the idea of politics is what it is, politicking. And in throwing your chairs and throwing your knights and your kings in the game of chess, because in this game of chess, you must know how to emotionally get people on your side. Now, whether or not he's deploying this thing, I will not be surprised that could be one of his hands that he plays. In the game of cards, game of chess, you must have secure hands, you must know how to play this thing well. And he's someone who's not just seasoned in this game of politics, but also he's well grounded. And one of the ways you can get people to really, really root for you is to make them know that what is what? Humanity first. But let us look at track record now. The track record shows otherwise. He has always longed for power. Whether or not he was the vice president at the time, right, to Olusegun Obasanjo at the time, the truth of the matter is, if you look at the way his trajectory has been, you can tell that he is not willing to let go anytime soon. His age creeping in, look, age they say is nothing but a number. But again, maybe, let's turn the fence now. Maybe he's beginning to say, I'm an elder statesman. Should I just play fairly? Or should I
should I just throw my weight behind other people
point.
and, as an elder statesman?
Another thing could be, wait, let me manage my expectation. Or expectations with the S. Because he has gone through a lot.
Yes, that's also another
exactly
another angle.
Let me just
so so then it looks like I wasn't really
that's my point.
Interested either way.
Look, I keep telling everyone who wants to listen, if you want to do something, don't stay on the fence. Come out straight and say it. And say, look, you know what? I think Nigeria comes first, and the well-being of Nigerians should be more important than any other ambition. So I'm stepping down and I'm pushing somebody there. If he says so, then we will now say, okay, no longer would we worry about those who cry wolf, wolf, wolf. This is the main deal right now. And say, okay, he has taken the seat of an elder statesman to now create kings as a kingmaker.
And be a kingmaker.
However, the way we're seeing the trajectory and the flow and the antics of politics, I think that could have just been a saying in the spur of the moment.
Oh, really?
He's actually 100% involved and still wanting to become president of Nigeria.
Well, you can't say that for sure. Anyway, let's see what Nigerians are saying. Let's see if Nigerians believe or Nigerians are saying something completely different from what you are saying this morning. Because I like to take people's word for it.
Well,
really, they said that's not a good app, but I like to take. If you tell me, oh, it's black and I'm seeing yellow, I will take it for that. But IJ says, but you act like you are. How do you explain your non-stop push for the seat even after Nigerians have rejected on numerous elections. Your words do not reflect your actions. Your words do not reflect your actions, sir. That's from IG. IG doesn't believe it. I just saying it's a lie. You're saying one thing,
And
you are
your
doing
actions are
another
showing
thing.
another.
So I don't believe it. Mezie says Atiku Abubakar said he's not desperate to be president. If there's any truth in this statement, I think the best retirement gift Atiku will give himself at this point will be supporting Peter Obi, his one-time running mate, to take the lead.
So I wouldn't
That's a
want
good
to,
way to look at
yes,
it.
but again, I wouldn't want to throw in somebody, for us to have an option. I'd rather prefer that we focus, narrow our vision, laser our vision on what he said. So now bring somebody to now say, well, you know what, this person should be an option. Let's let that aside first. Let's look at what he said. But if we look critically in that particular comment, there's something the person is saying there. Do I pinpoint it deeper?
What's the saying?
So for me, I think that for you to say you should look at your running mate Peter Obi could also be a spite. It would mean he's not capable enough. So I might for once in a while, but put it this way, at least for this one time, now say, if he's breathing, which he is, and he's strong, which he is, and can hold conversation, which he is, there's nothing wrong if he pushes hard and want to, complete, or put it this way, get his ambition to become president. It's allowed. It's his right. Not his right, but you know what I mean. His give and take. Is what I'm looking for now. He's a Nigerian, and to now say because he's that age, right, and he has tried a couple of times, he should now take the back seat. Using his words, I would say, let's be fair enough, okay. Also on Peter Obi, I think Peter Obi also should look at it deep in and look at it and say, if I choose to run alongside this man, even though he has said this thing, would we still get that seat? If that be the case, right, you need to sit back and say, okay, Peter Obi, are you going to run? I sit back, but this is his only chance. Remember this is Atiku's only chance. If he doesn't run, it's all over. But if he runs and he loses, it's going to be sad. So like I said, it is not his right. It's nobody's right. But you're allowed to go and run. Right? You wouldn't say, it's my right, the seat belongs to me. The seat doesn't belong to anybody. Right? At the end of the day, okay? If you're a citizen of Nigeria and you think you can run and you have what it takes, you're healthy, you're strong, you can hold conversations, you can, you can defend the country when it comes to some serious, decisions, and of course your sound in mind is open. Go and try.
Well, let's see more reactions from Nigerians who are obviously weighing in on this conversation on social media. That's a comment from El Obiseson. It says Atiku Abubakar ran unsuccessfully for the president of Nigeria 6 times in 1993, 2007, 2011, 2015, 2019, and 2023. But yeah, he's not desperate. You know what that person is saying?
That's some sarcasm right there.
Right. Kali Popo says if that is the case, you should. This person is also in the same boat with that other commenter who says that he should support Peter Obi, who is currently the appropriate person to help everybody achieve the common dream of setting the pace for a workable Nigeria. Look, if we count how many people that are throwing their weight behind Peter Obi, if you feel the pulse of the people, you can easily tell where people's
hearts are leaning towards.
Yes.
See, to be honest, right, I believe that Nigeria is a very complex country. If you are a good willing Nigerian, you have a good heart, and you have what it takes to lead, and you do possess the ability to be a person of great leadership quality. The question now will be, do we have those who have great quality to be followers? Remember, if you don't have followers, you lead nobody. And so it boils down to the same thing. If our institutions and other areas in the country are working well, anyone who knows what he's doing and is smart enough and has experience will only come and become the icing of the cake. to make sure the cake becomes what? Edible and presentable. And you will see that you are leading a country that is not collapsing. Remember this. You cannot force a horse to drink water, even if you force it to the stream and put the water in its mouth. To swallow it, that falls on the horse. So we Nigerians and obviously followers and voters must decide to say, before we now say we want to point finger at anybody who will end up, getting that seat 2027, let us look inwards. Are we ready to be led and led properly? Are things working properly? One man can't do all the job. As much as everybody say, hey, we want Peter Obi, or you want Atiku, or you want whoever it is that your heart is telling you. Nigerians have to work on Nigeria. And this thing is a major stakeholders thing. Right? That's what they say, government for the people, by the people, and of the people. We are all stakeholders in it. We are all ambassadors. If we want Nigeria to move forward as a nation, to become great, moving forward,
we need to hold our hands.
We need to
all need to come together and actually throw our weight behind the people that are, occupying the core positions. Let's think of ourselves as co-builders in this project. Because
no matter how experienced and agile a man is to lead this country,
right,
there's only as much as he can do. You can't allow him to begin to micromanage, to move from word to word, even it's going to be very difficult and tedious.
We must all exercise our civic responsibility, so to speak.
And the spirit of patriotism is very important. Look at, again, I don't want to compare us to other countries, but there are some certain countries that will tell you they would rather die for their country, right, than tell a lie. If the day we get to that point, I tell you, at some point, even when someone who is not, doesn't have integrity enough, right, and lacks integrity and lacks some other qualities, step up to who want to run for office, they will shut him down. So it's not your type. Go and relax. Nigerians are not blind. But right now, are we experiencing the blind leading the blind? Leave it at that.
Well, leaving it at that, let's move to another story right here on the social listening segment this morning, where Joseph Aloba, the father of late singer MohBad, has again accused Naira Marley, which is a popular Nigerian musician, of bullying his son while he was alive. Now, this comes after Naira Marley recently released a video denying involvement in MohBad's troubles or death. And this video, apparently, he had, canvassed for people to go watch. I didn't see the video, by the way. MohBad's father claims that he personally witnessed situations where MohBad was mistreated, and said people close to Naira Marley even reported to him that MohBad was being bullied by Naira Marley. Let's see the reactions very quickly. Of course, that's a picture of the dad. That's a picture of MohBad's dad, obviously the deceased dad. Dread says, so why didn't you do something about the whole issue? He's asking Naira Marley this question. If you're saying that you had no ties to his death, so he's saying, you know what? Why didn't you do something about the whole issue? Timmy Turner says, can't we just allow this guy's spirit to rest in peace? Too many claims, suspects, DNA scandal, etc. Well, I guess it just goes to show that his death wasn't a peaceful death. So there's a lot. The spirit is fighting, like we say.
He's a young man.
Top boy said, it's funny how Nigerians forget so easily. There were countless videos online of Naira Marley bullying MohBad, and now suddenly it's being painted as the good guy. More reactions to this story. T.Y. Alonso says MohBad being bullied wasn't the cause of his death. The question is what happened in his house that led to his death. That's the big question.
I think this last comment by that gentleman made a lot of sense, saying what happened in the house. Because if you look at it, okay, yes, he was bullied a couple of times, so they say, allegedly. Whether we had videos, and there were videos out there on the internet, truth be told. But before we say anything, no father would wish to hear that his son, especially at that age, right, passes on or maybe killed or died or from the other, whatever it is. Look, the pain is still, you can tell, still in the heart of the father. Having said so, again, more condolences. even though it's been a while. On the other side, truth be told, everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Even if all fingers are pointing towards Mubarak, it has come to
Naira Marley.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, Naira Marley. It has come to the point now where, look, social media judgment, right, needs to stop. Social media is important, yes, but it needs to stop, because at some point you give the person who everybody is pointing fingers towards, begin to ask yourself, wait a minute, am I even living in reality? Let the court do their job. Let the police do their job. And if DNA test was done at the time, results, and let them follow through. If the case is still ongoing, let them do what they need to do. I'm sure our security personnel, the medical team and the court of law, they all at least are experienced in this matter. Social media commenting and then judgment will not solve anything. They will just keep prolonging the whole situation and then making it more difficult for the father to even move on and heal. So for me, I would say, for what it's worth, if there's going to be like a meeting between, Naira Marley and Mohbad's dad, or let me just come to some form of.
I've been asking myself this question: if we were ever going to get to the full truth behind Mohbad's death, I honestly don't know.
Again,
because there's so many claims,
many stories, back and forth.
I'm not even sure his family members, I mean Mohbad right now, I'm not sure his family members, including his baby mama, right? I'm not sure that they've rested for 1 day since his death.
Well, what this whole thing simply means one thing, which is this: it has shown the lacuna that we have in one, security system, shown the lacuna that we have in also the medical system. So there's a whole lot of areas that are just, put this word now, quote and unquote, a lot of inadequacies in different areas. If not, the truth would have come out since. But again, there are some certain cases, even in the US, they call cold cases, right? Maybe this is still a cold case, still waiting to unfold or unraveled or concluded, whatever it is. But at this point, right, will I say, let the father begin to find a way to heal and move on? Again, it's difficult to say so because it's someone's son. I understand when you lose someone, the pain is there. And if you don't get full closure, it's difficult to move on. So I understand where it's coming from. Whatever happens in life, the idea of blaming someone gives you some form of, maybe closure. It could be anything. But I would suggest that if possible, you should go see a counselor, have the people out there, some psychologists, people who will talk to you, help you go through that grieving process so that you begin to find a way to create closure for yourself. Because the more he's in the media, right, anxiety comes in, a lot of other pressures will come, a lot of things will come. Take it or leave it, because everybody will come with their own different side of the story. Even people who never knew who he was will say, oh, no, I used to know him. In fact, there's also one day I did this or did that, and they find a way to tie up the story. I know the point about pictures and videos, it creates images in your brain, right? And for people who are not qualified enough to be able to analyze pictures and videos, they will want to push their emotions first. And emotions are very, very deadly, because emotion can push a whole country to believing that maybe this person who is not guilty is actually guilty, or this person who is innocent is actually not innocent. So I think, for what it's worth, people should begin to think very well. Make sure that before you go on and type anything on social media, be rest assured and remember that information or video or picture or whatever you put in there is going to remain there for a long time.
For a very long time.
The internet is still undefeated in every time.
The internet will always have your footprint.
That's a fact. It's always there. So again, we should keep on saying condolences and more.
At the end of the day, still rest in peace to MohBad.
Yes,
we hope that we really, really hope that finally we hope that he gets justice. We hope that his soul gets justice. We hope that his parents find justice for the death of the son. We hope that the mystery behind the death of this brilliant musician, we pray that truly the mystery is unraveled.
And before we go, there is another part of it that I'm going to look at. Apart from the fact that he was quite talented, a vibrant young man, Nigeria as a whole lost a major avenue that could have brought in even more funds to the country. How? Because his music was quite unique. The ones he dropped before he passed on, making waves, what he did with Chiki on that, making a lot of waves. Can you imagine if he was still alive? Drop more albums, grow Nigeria, the music industry will grow, right? Create more framework. So, I mean, losing that young man was a dent to the nation
Was
in
such
the
a
music
light.
industry. So,
Was such a light that went out, and it's
exactly.
interesting because his name is actually Mole. So it's a really, 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 really sad. But we have to wrap up right here on the BDTV Breakfast Show. This has been the social listening segment from Atiku saying that he truly doesn't want to run for presidency and is willing to, he just wants the country to work. He's just looking for a prosperous nation. To conversations around the death of MohBad, and Naira Marley coming out to say, what, I had nothing to do with his death and all of that. We've had those conversations. We started out the morning with the news, of course, to the newspaper review, which we went to the business morning, and then we came to the big story. Of course, after the big story, and to the social listening segment. This has been the BDTV Breakfast Show. My name is Elizabeth Musa.
I'm Onyeka Valentine.
See you tomorrow.